Let's take a look at Aristotle's understanding of ethics. In philosophy, ethics explores how humans should live. Philosophy provides a basis for moral actions from a philosophical point of view. The purpose of a human being, how to achieve this purpose, lifestyle, the principles that guide life, and the validity of these principles for everyone. Ethics is the study of how humans should live in society. Aristotle's understanding of ethics is a more detailed, stronger, and systematic version of the understanding of ethics in the pre-Socratic era. Aristotle divided ethical actions into two groups: moral virtues and intellectual virtues. Moral virtues are behaviors we learn in our daily lives. Intellectual virtues are virtues that we acquire through education and learning. Good exists in everything that is aimed for and is clearly distinguished in the results. The common goal behind our actions is happiness, meaning eudaimonia. The main subject of ethics is to determine the characteristics of happiness and to show how to achieve it. People live their lives in four different ways: the life of a slave, the political life, the intellectual life, and the wealthy life. Happiness is the natural leader and guide of man. Happiness is the most divine element in humans and takes place in the dimension of thought. Animalistic pleasures are not the same as happiness. Honor, pleasure, justice can be desired both for themselves and for happiness. However, only happiness is desired for itself. The characteristic of the greatest good to be achieved is its self-sufficiency. Happiness is the most important goal that humans strive to achieve. As for virtues, moral virtues are formed as a result of our habits. They are not innate. Intellectual virtues, on the other hand, are both innate and learned over time and with experience. Intellectual virtues are related to theoretical knowledge and encompass unchanging truths. Moral virtues, on the other hand, are related to practical knowledge, include changeable truths, courage, moderation, and similar virtues. Moral virtues address our behavior, while intellectual virtues address morality and the mind's approach. While ethical principles are determined by intellectual virtues and theoretical knowledge, they are explained in accordance with these principles through practical knowledge. Let's talk about human actions. Daily endeavors in accordance with society's moral rules, that is, moral virtues, and pursuing a great goal, that is, intellectual virtues. The purpose of moral virtues is to live a good life by finding the middle ground without going to extremes. The foundations of moral virtues are the three basic elements found in our souls: feelings, abilities, and character structure. Feelings: desire, anger, fear, trust, jealousy, joy, friendship, hostility, longing, competition, compassion, and so on. These come with pain and pleasure. Ability: the power to feel virtuous things such as anger, pain, compassion. Character structure: it is to determine whether virtuous things are good or bad through our feelings. The character structure in our souls shapes our virtues. Making mistakes and making conscious choices are related to virtue. Humans are born with abilities, but they are not inherently good or bad. The purpose of finding the middle ground in behaviors is to bring a measure to variability. This midpoint may be different for everyone. The middle ground is the measure of appropriate and good behavior for the person, avoiding extremes. The choice of the middle ground is made with practical wisdom. Intellectual virtues are superior to moral virtues and are a scientific endeavor aiming to achieve the best. The parts of the soul are rule and rational principle, irrational principle A; the part that thinks about the unchanging reasons for things, that is the scientific one, B; the part that thinks about variable reasons, that is imagination. The characteristics of the soul that control actions and truths are sensation, reason, desire. Practical and intellectual well-being is the correspondence of truth with right desire. Rightly intended action is good. If the mind is working on the human field of interest, philosophical wisdom emerges. The most supreme are the actions of God. Man is the closest being to divinity and desires to attain happiness. Actions resembling divine actions bring man closer to happiness. Aristotle examined politics and ethics in relation to each other. Politics is based on moral foundations, The purpose of man is happiness, and the science used to achieve this goal is politics. Politics deals with the individual in a moral society. Politics is the science of the fundamental good. Education, economics, rhetoric, strategy and values are guided by politics. Aristotle, in his work Nicomachean Ethics, also linked ethics with psychology. Morality can also be seen as the shaping of variables, explaining with principles and giving general characteristics. Ethics determines what happiness is, which is the reason and purpose of human existence, and politics puts this into practice.